Greetings to the video. This is going to be the first of a 10-part video series that I'm creating for new cyclists. So if you are new to cycling, hopefully you're going to find a lot of value in these videos. So every single day from today, I'm going to be doing a new video sharing loads of tips, loads of knowledge and stuff that I've learned over the 5 years that I've been cycling, and all the information that I wish I'd have had right at the very start. If you are new to my channel, hello, greetings, just a little bit about me. My name is Katie, as you might have gathered, and yeah, I started cycling 5 or 6 years ago, and at the start I really struggled. I was about 35 kilos heavier than I am now. I struggled to ride 10-20k. I definitely couldn't ride hills very easily, and over the years I've just lost weight, got fitter and fitter, and now I love riding like longer distance stuff. So today's video, which you've seen from the title, is how to climb. So again, I'm just going to put this into context. So when I first started riding, the first climb that I ever did was about 5k. That took me 2 hours. I would say just under 2 hours to climb. Now that takes me 17 minutes. So yeah, I hope these tips help. These are the things that have helped me to kind of definitely get fitter and reduce that number. Get into a regular pace. You don't want to go out way too hard on a climb, which is what I've done a million times. It doesn't work because you just basically blow up and you can't carry on. So you just want to go steady, get a nice rhythm, and you'll just find your pace naturally, especially the more that you climb. So just go steady, don't go out too hard. This took me a long time to actually, I guess, learn how to do, and it might come naturally to you, it didn't to me. And that is learning when to sit and climb and stand and climb. So I remember standing on a climb, it just felt really bizarre to me, and it just felt really unnatural. So I would say from the very start, just get used to climbing out of the saddle, because as you kind of progress, you will want to climb out of the saddle for a number of reasons. So one, if you get on a steeper climb, it's just easier just to kind of move the bike and get up that climb. You're also able to put more power down because you're stood up, and you're able to kind of put more power through the pedals. And also it just relieves pressure from your saddle. So if you've been climbing for a long time, you just want to get out the saddle and just kind of relieve that pressure. Know your gears. You want to know which way your shifters work to get in the right gear for climbing. And I know that when I first started, I actually had no idea like what the gears meant on the bike. I remember when I actually bought my first road bike, I asked the guy in the shop and was just like, so how do the gears work? And this guy looked at me, just gone out like, you'll figure it out. But I'm gonna help you, because I wish he'd just told me and helped me understand. It might seem obvious to some people, it did not seem obvious to me, of like which was the gear that I used on the climb, which was the gear that I used when it was flat. If you're at the big chainring at the front and the smallest cog at the back on the cassette on the back wheel, that is your kind of hardest gear. So that means if you are on the flat or on a descent, that is the gear that you want to be in. If you are climbing and you want the lowest or the easiest gear, you want to be at the smallest chainring at the front and the biggest cog at the back of the cassette. And I guess tied in with that, you can actually change these ratios. So you can buy different size chainrings and different size cassettes to kind of get the perfect gearing for you. So if you live somewhere flat, you don't necessarily gonna need a big cassette. Whereas if you want to ride loads of hills like I do, I have a big cassette because I want to be able to ride up hills all day and not get any kind of massive fatigue in my legs or any kind, I don't want to have to grind basically. So my personal setup for climbing is I've got a compact crank at the front, which is 50 teeth on the biggest chainring at the front, and then 34 on the smallest, and then I have an 1140 cassette on the back, which is actually a mountain bike cassette. Not many people do this, but yeah, that's how I have it because I like riding hills. The next thing is, it's quite a simple tip, and that is just to get out and ride them. Don't worry if it takes you forever to get up a climb. I've shared my story of how it took me 2 hours to get up that 5k climb. It doesn't matter. The fact is, I was out there and I was doing it, and that's all you need to do to get better, is just practice them. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel on those climbs, and the faster you'll get. And I cannot emphasize enough how important it was for me. I had one climb that was, it's my favorite climb still. It's 6 kilometers, and I just went back. I found that climb and I just kept going back and back and back because I wanted to get faster. And I did that for maybe 3 years when I first started cycling. And having that kind of focus just to keep going back to that climb, obviously I did others, but that one climb and my motivation to get a faster time on it, I just got so much fitter. Oh, sorry, my finger cracked then. Got so much fitter. I lost a lot of weight. I'm going to be doing cycling weight loss video as well, because I've lost about 35 kilos. But yeah, and most of that was down to just going back and smashing that climb. So find a climb that you love and just keep going back, because I promise you it does get easier. Also, I do have an ebook that's got a whole chapter about climbing. And so yeah, it's called Cycling Made Simple. There's a link to that in the description, but I'm going to be giving away one copy of that every single day over this like 10-day period. All you need to do is just leave a comment in the comments, and yeah, you might win a copy. I hope you're going to find the rest of the video series informative and helpful, and just encourage you to get out on the bike, because I just think cycling is the best thing ever. I love it. It's completely changed my life, and I just heart cycling. Anyway, I'm gonna go, so I will see you tomorrow for another video.